Hi, this is Brass Check. Normally, we like to run other people's videos because there's a lot of ground to cover and there's not many of us here at Brass Check. But sometimes important topics just don't get covered, so we have to step up and cover them ourselves. The topic today is self-driving cars, questions nobody is asking. Question number one, where is the consumer demand for self-driving cars? Have you ever wanted one? If you've ever wanted one, and I seriously doubt that you ever have, how high is it up the tree of your order of priorities? My guess is it's pretty low. And yet, self-driving cars, self-driving cars, self-driving cars, Tesla, Google, they're all in it. It's the biggest thing ever. People like Mark Andreessen, the inventor of the browser, and the venture capitalist. Oh, we got to have self-driving cars. We need them now. Why? Why? The answer that they give is self-driving cars will be safer. And that there's all these accidents going on. If we only had self-driving cars, we wouldn't have accidents. I'm sorry, that seems insane to me. How many times can you not get your PC to work, or your laptop to work, or an internet connection to work, or a website to work? Software failure is the norm. Downtime on a server, if it's less than 1%, is considered a miracle. Well, if you're out there in busy traffic, 1% downtime is enough to kill you. So I don't get that software is going to make us safer. I think that's a completely bogus argument. Let's look at some other things. You can Google this in the news, but apparently it's just been announced that, one of the little features of the self-driving car is that it will pull itself over when the police want you to be pulled over. Well, that's handy. Don't most people already pull over anyway? And the small number of people who don't pull over are criminals. Why are we putting in a feature, a quote feature, in the self-driving car that disables the car, in essence? All software programs have backdoors, and these days, thanks to the NSA, secret backdoors are written to all software. Do you really think that a hacker won't be able to figure out, that hackers won't be able to figure out how to hack into these backdoors and take control over your car? Now, interestingly enough, everybody talks about the self-driving car and the autonomous car. What they're really saying is this is a car that consumers won't be able to control. If it works, and I doubt that it will work the way they think, you'll get in, I guess you'll tell the car where you want it to go, and it will take over. Isn't that lovely? But it taking over means you don't have control. Something else does. This something is software. Well, somebody writes software, somebody controls some software, somebody manipulates software. So basically you're handing the control of your vehicle over to another person. That's fine if it's a taxi driver or a limo driver and you can see the guy and you can exert some level of control over the guy. It's not fine if it's software, because the software is being controlled by somebody, and that somebody is not you. So that's another reason this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Let's add another reason to the pile. How do you think this self-driving car works? They talk about the cameras and the sensors and the this and the that. They very rarely mention the word radar. If you read the specs on all of these systems, they all use radar. Now let me ask you a question. How many hours a day do you spend in your car? How many hours a day do your kids spend in your car? How often do you pack a picnic and go sit underneath a radar transmitter for several hours because you like the view? Hopefully you don't do that. And there's a good biological reason why you don't do that. It's not safe. It's not healthy. So these self-driving cars, in addition to taking control away from you and giving it to some unnamed set of forces also will put you, your head, your brain cells, directly under a radar transmitter for as long as you're in a car a day. Let's say that's an hour a day. You have a commute, you do some errands, but for some people it's a lot longer. But let's just say an hour a day. Do you really want to sit underneath a radar transmitter for an hour a day, every day for the rest of your life? And do you really think it's good for your kids? Do you have infants at home? Do you have grandchildren? Do you have nieces and nephews? Do you really want to put a radar transmitter within arm's length of their developing brains? My guess is you probably do not. Now let's talk about another small element, which is the way these cars work is you're supposed to sit there at the driver's seat paying full attention at all times. Now the car's going to drive for you, but if a problem comes up, you get to instantly intervene and save the day. Really? Really? When you have your hand, this is the most, this is so beyond insane. It's hard to even articulate, but let's articulate it. When you're driving a car, you need your attention on the wheel and on your car and what's in front of your car and the cars around you at all times, like without pause for even 1 second. Cars are dangerous. Cars do kill people. Cars really don't kill people. Drivers kill people, but cars are able to inflict incredible harm to people. So when you're operating one, you shouldn't be drunk. You shouldn't be texting. You shouldn't be watching TV. Remember when, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a brief time when people were putting television screens on their driver's wheels. Look it up. Google it. It was a reality. I don't know if it's still being done, but that was the rage for a while. All these things are insane. All these things lead to increasing the chances of an accident exponentially. So the idea of telling a driver, hey, just chill out, read a book, Google, Facebook, get on your smartphone, do whatever. But on a second's notice, we may hand the driving wheel back to you. And, of course, you'll be ready, right? Because you've been looking at kitten videos. So self-driving cars are a complete scam. I'm assuming at a minimum it's a make-work project for the tech industry, but it's also a way to take away your freedom, to take away your control over your own life. So why no one has ever done a video on this, I don't know. But Brass Check felt we had to stand up today and do it. Please share this video. We don't have money to buy advertising. We're not plugged into the social media whirlwind. We're not going to appear on CNN. We're not going to even appear on Democracy Now! Or any of those channels. We're just common sense people astonished at what goes on in this world and is not talked about. So self-driving cars, are they a good idea? You tell me.